like in the emergency room or in the intensive care unit, something like that, you know, a place where people are really, really, really sick. So you have to make sure you knew your stuff. Well, I had to take this test that took 2 days to take, and it was kind of like you guys' tests where you had to fill in the bubbles, you know, A, B, C, D, whatever. And if I answered all the questions right, they give me a license, and then I'm actually someone I can call myself an RN. That means I'm registered with the state, right? Does that make sense? And so I had to take this test, and that was kind of scary. So, because you could go to all of that schooling and then go take a test, and then if you didn't pass the test, you still couldn't work as a nurse for a while. You could still take the test. So, anyway, I passed all that, and I went to work at a regular hospital, and I didn't like it very much, but I kept doing it because I thought, I went to school for this, I want to do this. And then when I just couldn't take it anymore, I thought, I'm going to go try working at the Children's Hospital. So I went and applied for the Children's Hospital, and that's where I started working, and I worked with kids ever since then, and I love it, but I didn't love it with adults. So the thing I like about nursing is you can do so many different things. How many of you think I look like I'm dressed like a nurse right now? You do? I don't think I look like I'm dressed like a nurse, but sometimes you have jobs you can look like this. Sometimes you wear those scrubs, you know, those cool like doctor looking outfits. You know, most people in the hospital wear those. Most of the people in my office that I work in right now wear those, but I don't have to because I've worn those for years and I'm tired of them. And because I meet with parents of kids. So right now, after working in the hospital for many years, and I worked with kids with cancer. Did you know children can get cancer? Yeah. It happens sometimes. Maybe some of you know some people. The neat thing about kids with cancer, when adults get cancer, a lot of times it's really hard, and sometimes they don't get well. But kids, most of the time, they get well when they have cancer. So that, I love that, because we were doing lots of research to fix things that couldn't be fixed before, and I got to see the field go from kids that, you know, didn't do so well to kids that were almost like 90% of the time, they would go home and they would be okay. They would have to do, you know, the things the doctors told them, but they would be okay. So every day in the hospital, I'd get up and go to work in the morning, and the kids would be just waking up. We'd get them up. We'd get them up and get them dressed and get them breakfast, and then they would go into what we call a playroom, where they could do stuff like you guys do. Sometimes they did schoolwork, sometimes they did arts and crafts, sometimes they played a game. But they had a life sort of like you guys, only the classroom sort of situation there. You'd be sitting there, and everybody would have like this big IV pole right here, because they were getting medicine all the time. And a lot of the kids I worked with didn't have any hair, because the medicines that they took their hair away. It grew back after they didn't have to have those medicines anymore. But they were so cute with no hair. Anyway, they were really, really special kids, and they were fighters. They had a really hard time because they had hard medicines they had to take, and sometimes they didn't feel very good, but they still had to get up and go to school. Can you believe that? Because if they didn't go to the school classroom came to them. The teachers would come and say, well, here's your homework. So it's better to get up and go to school where other people are rather than sit in your bed and feel crummy and have to still do your work, right? So we had playrooms, we had all kinds of things the kids could do, because the kids really, they stayed there a long, long time. Sometimes they were in there for weeks and weeks and weeks. And most of the time they couldn't go to school while they were going through chemotherapy, like a school like you guys, because there's too many germs at a school like this. If you're going through chemotherapy, you're really susceptible to infections, and you can't really have people coughing on you and stuff like that. So, but I love that. So I learned a lot there. And then after that, I moved to another hospital that was smaller and had a very small pediatric unit, just for kids that, you know, kind of came in, they got too sick overnight, and they had to stay for a little while to get the little medicine to fix them, and then they went back home. And I did that for a while because I had my own kids, and I wanted to be more at home, so I worked a little more part-time. So I worked in a regular hospital for a while, and then I started taking care of moms after they'd had their babies and helping them figure out how to help their babies learn to eat, because, you know, when you're first born, you got to learn how to eat, right? You didn't have to eat when you're in your mom's tummy. She did all the eating for you. So, yeah, and then her body took care of what you needed, so to grow and all those things. Well, then once you come out, you got to breathe on your own, you got to eat on your own, you got to do all those things. So the moms had to have help learning how to take care of you guys. Your moms all had to learn how to, you know, when they first hand you a baby, you're like, well, what do I do? So I got to help moms learn how to take care of their babies, and I also still took care of sick kids. And then I have a doctor now, a doctor friend of mine that we've been friends for many years, and he asked me if I would come work in his doctor's office. So he we had 2 partners, there's 3 doctors in the office, now there's 7, because we keep having more and more patients that wanna come to us. And what I do now is, I'm still teaching moms kind of how to take care of kids, but what I do is they phone in and they say, you know, Johnny, he's had a runny nose for about 4 days, and I don't know, he doesn't have a fever anymore, but I'm not sure if I should bring him in, or should I just keep taking care of him at home? I'm not really sure. And I talk him through that. Okay, this is what you should do while he's home with his runny nose. And maybe Johnny's only, a year and a half old, and mom doesn't know because she really hasn't had much experience. So this is what you do, and if he starts having this kind of trouble, then we need to see him at the doctor's office. And if he starts having this kind of trouble, you need to take him to the emergency room because he's getting really, really sick. And so that's what I do all day long. I help moms kind of know when to bring their babies in or what to do meantime, and also help them learn how medicines work. If you have something like asthma, you might need to take care of it with some inhalers. How many of you have ever heard of that before? Yeah, so